Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys the AVA series, that is Ask Vanita Anything. It's been a while. I haven't had a chance to record this. There were some questions that were submitted by some of the viewers. Some of them were in my private Facebook group, as well as some of them just threw questions on my YouTube channel, and then of course the social media. So in any case, you can do so as well. You can submit any of your questions that are general and you want your questions to be answered, and I will actually air it in the next episode. So without further ado, we have a lot of things to discuss in these questions that were submitted. So we will dive deep into this, but before we actually do this, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any future videos. I have tons of videos in this channel. You may want to check out some of my pep talk and empowerment, some guided meditations, some timeless readings, as well as the AVA series. I actually reconfigured the playlist a little bit so that people can actually find my videos a little bit better. So you may want to check those out. And a lot of these questions that are asked are sometimes based on my videos that have already been published, so they just throw a question from there. So in this case, some of them did submit it like that. If you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and book directly from there. And as well as I want to add that 10% of sales also go to charity. All that information is in my website, along with tons of blogs and lots of videos in this channel that will help you going forward in your soul's journey. It doesn't matter whether you're a twin flame or you're just on a spiritual journey. A lot of these things that I teach is very generic, and it is supposed to, or is meant to, guide you in your path going forward. We are in the New Year's here, so hopefully some of you have started the new year with a positive note, and you've got lots of things that you want to manifest. And those that are trying to do that, I want to just convey good luck wishes to you, and hopefully whatever you're manifesting will be fulfilled. So here we go. This is the first question that EOG Girl is asking. Some people, when they are opening up their social media accounts, they don't really go with their normal name. So this could be just one of those, but it's what she goes by. So I will answer this question based on what she's saying. So she kind of gave a little bit of scenario, and this was a video that I had posted based on why do you see their names everywhere. It's a very, very popular video just because there's lots of people, when you're on a soul's journey or on a spiritual journey, you have somebody that is sort of like a soul connection. And of course, you know, you're getting bombarded by the universe with their names and initials everywhere. So in this case, that's her story. So this is what she's asking here. His name is common. However, when I tried ignoring this entire thing, I hear and see his name continuously on a daily basis until I focus on this twin flame situation. His name is everywhere when I don't focus on the situation. Is that still considered a sign? Yes, it is, because, and that's that entire video that I'm explaining. I actually explained it in depth, that if you are it's sort of both ways. It works both ways. It's also a validation that you have somebody that you have a very deep soul connection with, and it doesn't matter whether you're on a twin flame path or, you know, a spiritual path. If somebody is that significant to you, what ends up happening is the universe, is your higher self, is showing you signs that this person is very, very significant. And how significant they are in your soul's journey, you have to, that is the part that you are diving deep into to figure out all that sort of thing. If you are a twin flame on a twin flame journey, that just means that it's a validation that you are dealing with a twin flame or somebody very, very significant, probably on a soul connection, like a soulmate, that is meant to help you in your transformation process. So in this case, that's what's happening to her. And when the part that she's asking is that when she doesn't focus on the situation, I'm assuming that she's talking about her twin flame. If she's not focusing on the twin flame situation and she's seeing his name all over the place, what does that mean? It just means that it just really means on that aspect that you're supposed to focus on your journey. So so if you are not focusing on your twin flame and you are just focusing on your journey, it's also a confirmation from the universe that you're on the right path. So there's a lot of variations to why you see their names, and this is one of the very sure telltale sign that you are getting validated by the universe that you're on the right path and you're on the right course of your journey. So whatever you are dealing with, or however your situation is presenting to you, if you're seeing their names and initials everywhere, it's just another way of the universe saying that you are on the right track. So so yeah, you're just supposed to continue pursuing whatever you are pursuing at that moment. So that's how I would answer this particular part. Then she goes on and asks me the second portion. I have seen a person's name but that person's first name is my name, and that person's last name is his surname. I saw this person's name on an article. I don't know them. Will that also be considered a sign? So so the way that she's saying is that she sees this person's name. So her name and this person's name is the same, and then that person's last name is her twin flame's name. So that to me is, when does that ever happen? You know, that only happens when you actually go into a marriage situation, right? So the only time you take on a person's you know, last name is through marriage. So if that is something that is presenting to you like that, then I want to say that that is a very, very strong sign from the universe that that could be coming into your reality eventually at some time in the near future or down the road. So you know, I mean, you don't see these kind of coincidences just for the heck of it. There's always a reason for any of these signs to come through. I see my initials all the time with his last name initial, right? Like, so I'll see that on license plate and stuff like that. So to me, that is a very, very good indication that that is a possibility in the near future. So yeah, take it as that. I feel that that is part of the sign, definitely, that the only time you see stuff like that is definitely when you go into some sort of marriage situation. So yeah, in this case, that is a very, very strong sign that that is the case. So okay, so the next question that I have is Tracy is asking, there was a time when I was focused on finding ways to 3D connect, but now I kind of see this event like a movie or a story, and I don't feel that I should be concerned with connecting in 3D. But at times I get overwhelmed with thoughts and emotions about my twin flame. I feel that I should start to date others, but I don't want to jeopardize the twin flame relationship. Any advice on moving forward? I get this question asked all the time from, almost every other series episode. I get somebody that's going to be asking this question in one shape or form or the other. And I always say that it's not really... there is no right or wrong reasons to it. I mean, there's pros and cons, and you have to kind of go within and find out what that is. And I've kind of answered the same way with others that have asked me similar questions. If that is that any, how do you, is it wrong to, move forward with another relationship, especially when you see that your twin flame is not giving you time of the day, right? In physical reality. I want to say that it all depends on where you are in your life process. Are you purposely sitting there waiting for your twin flame to come back, or you are actually living your life? And if you're living your life, then part of the process will be that if you are meant to connect with somebody on a different vibration, it's going to happen anyways. But if you are sitting there and waiting for your twin flame to come back so that you guys can start something, and you're not really focused on your self-transformation in all areas of your life, then you could be waiting forever, because you're not actually lifting your vibration, or you're not putting that vibration into another level, right? The thing is that in twin flame relationship, you are having vibration issues, not relationship issues. And the only way that you kind of get out of that zone is when you're lifting your vibration. And sometimes you will find there's other connections that come along, and they come automatically. And if that's the case, then I would say go with the flow, especially if you find that that connection is rewarding. I don't think that any answer is wrong or right on this case. It's just how you feel about it. I would say go within, go with the flow. And if you are fed up of your situation with your twin flame, and you don't feel that there's going to be any kind of progress in your relationship in the near future, or even at all, then hanging on to your twin flame, it almost doesn't make sense, right? So I guess it depends on really how you feel about the part that how much you want to wait, and or are you focused and you're busy? If you're focused and busy doing your journey and living your life, having fun, which is the whole point of your life, is to have fun, lots of fun. And if you're doing all those things right, just put that energy out into the universe that you are open and receptive to anything that you know, the universe will throw to you. And if it's a relationship that comes your way, then sure, you should definitely explore it, because what if this is the person and not your twin flame? So so there's many answers to this, and this is why I kind of answer it like that, so that it gives you guys a broad general idea, versus just thinking that your life will just be with your twin flame and there's no possibility of having anything with anybody else. Especially if your twin flame is not nearly where you are in vibration, probably will not match anyways, because in order for your twin flame and you to align in a perfect you know, reality alignment, you both have to be on the same vibration level. And in a lot of times what I find is that the divine feminines in energy, not gender, they have focused so much on their self-transformation and healing and their life, that they actually have lifted their vibration so high that now whatever their twin flame is giving them, little crumbs or not even that, it's not enough for them anymore, and they want something better. And you are entitled to want something better. You deserve it, and your life is definitely worth it. So so yeah, if something like that happens, just be open to it, is what I'm gonna say, because you don't know if your twin flame is going to match your vibration at all. It all depends on an individual situation here, so I'm just giving you a very generic answer, and hopefully this helps. Yeah, you know, good luck, and continue to work on your self-empowerment, being just the better version of you, and yeah, just throw it out to the universe that you're open and receptive to any connection that is meant to be for your highest and greatest goods. So if you say it like that, you know, the universe will give you lots of you know, ideas, and there is no rules to it. You know, you don't have to be with your twin flame in order to feel you know, you don't have to feel that this is a harmonious and rewarding relationship. There's other connections that could present and be just as rewarding as your twin flame. So, you know, I mean, see how it works. Okay, so this was a question that was asked from one of my videos. It was something that I had sat with for a very long time, and it was very specific, and I didn't want to just give injustice to their video, so I sat with all the signs and just tried to see if this was continuous signs that I was receiving for about 8-9 months. So it's not something that I cooked overnight. So so yeah, it's you know, majority of the Signs and Things videos, I do a lot of research, and I actually also see if I'm receiving those signs in order for me to fully incorporate it and then film it for you guys. So by the time you actually get them, they are very accurate, and in the sense that, you know, you would be seeing all that situation, all those kind of signs in those kind of situations. So so yeah, I did actually add all that in a different playlist for people to find it really quickly. So you may want to check out all my Signs and Things from the Universe playlist. There's tons of well, not tons, but there's quite a bit of videos now that are there, and they're meant to help you guys, right? So and I love Signs and Things because it's fun to receive them, especially if you're working so hard and you're trying to manifest your healing. And it's just a very thorough way that the universe gives you validation that you're on the right path and there's something good coming your way. So, and that's always nice to know. And it's that anticipation of something that's on its way to you that that you get excited about. It's no different from, for example, you place an order, you know, online, right? And you wanted to you placed the order, you know, you did your research, you looked around, looked at all the prices and stuff like that, and you know, you checked out some deals, this, and then now you place the order and you're waiting for it to arrive, and that's just the same way. So it's that anticipation, and once you get it, you're all smiles and stuff like that. I just placed an order, I guess it was a week and a half ago, with the Coach. I was looking for a weekender bag that was a little bit designer label as opposed to the generic ones. I wanted it to be something of a good quality so that it doesn't fall apart in my travels, which is what some of the reviews were saying in just those generic brands. And I got a little scared because if I'm in the middle of my trip, I don't want to be stressing out about my bag falling apart, and I wanted it to be a princess looking bag. So so I was just looking around, doing some research. I had to look at the airlines and what the specs were for sizes and stuff like that, because you have to kind of go within the size guidelines as well. So all that sort of thing. I did lots of research, and so when I placed the order, I was excited to receive it. And usually it doesn't take this long with Coach, but it did in this case. I received it yesterday, and I was so excited to to open the package, and I was just smiling and this and that. And yeah, once they had a million gazillion packaging inside it, because when they package something, they package, it's like crazy. So yeah, I took some pictures and I sent it to a couple of the gals that I that knew that I was getting it, and sure enough, it looked even better in person. It had like this little silvery strap, it's all black, but it had this little silver thing. It was just very princess looking. And then inside too, the material that they had inside the bag, it was all flowery. So it's a cute bag, and I absolutely love it. And I honestly didn't think that it would look that good, because the pictures in their website doesn't do justice to it. So yeah, so stuff like that. It's the same idea when you see signs and things. When you see them, you know that all that stuff is on its way to you, and you are, of course, in that excitement, in that anticipation. So on that video, she asked, this is Spices Empath, she's asking, does reunion signs always mean marriage? So this is my marriage video on the signs and things, on people getting them if they are about to get married. So in that video, she asks, does reunion sign also mean marriage? I'm gonna say definitely not. It doesn't mean that. If you want to see my video on signs and things on reunions, yeah, you can check that out. There's probably some signs that are reunion signs that were mentioned in the marriage one, but it doesn't mean that means marriage. A lot of these signs that the universe presents, they could be used for a lot of other signs. It could be anything. Like there's some numbers and stuff like that show up. They have such a generic meaning that you can actually interpret it for a few signs, right? So, but then it's the specific ones that are there are going to be the telltale signs that are definitely indefinite, that yeah, you are going to get this or get that, or this thing is going to happen or that thing is going to happen. So and they're very, very specific. So I will say that reunion doesn't mean marriage, because I know personally so many twin flame couples that have gotten their reunion, and probably even got engaged, but they didn't hit marriage. Before they could do that, they actually went their separate ways. So it all depends on your connection, how strong it is, and what kind of alignment you and your twin flame are in order for you to take that step a little bit further. You may get your reunion, but how you execute it into the future as a relationship to go into marriage, that all depends between each and every couple, because it all depends on how much healing and inner work you have done. If you've done a lot of inner work and healing, then you're not going to be sitting there triggering each other and getting each other mad, right? So and usually, when do people get married? They get married when they know that they can spend the rest of their life with this particular person, and they're not going to be fighting every 2 seconds, or you're not going to have disagreements, because the last thing you want to do is be with somebody or be stuck with somebody that you are not in alignment with. This is why divorce happens all the time, right? Because you can't get along with the person, or you're just having too many issues. So yeah, it doesn't mean that at all. So okay, so the next question is, I'm seeing so this so the same video, I guess, because okay, I don't know where this person has gotten. Saida is asking a couple of questions here. I'm seeing 22 a lot, which I read on your website. So she's asking, does 22 also a sign of marriage? This is how she wrote it. So does 22 mean marriage as well? It doesn't mean much. I don't give much significance to two-digit numbers for there is an article on twin flame numbers, or interpretation of angel numbers, and how it's a short form of it. Of course, if you want to go in depth, you can extract more articles on those and just see what they mean. I don't give too much significance personally on two-digit numbers. The only ones that I do is number 11, just because number 11 is a twin flame number, and actually wrote an article on it. 22, not so much. 222, a little bit. So, and some signs that are 222 have kind of manifested into my Signs and Syncs videos. So it all depends on how I presented it. So you have to check out all my Signs and Sync videos, and of course read all my articles on number sequence, right? Because I have a few now that are there. So, and if I have not mentioned marriage there, then it's not the case. So I would say 22 is not a sign of anything, to be honest with you. Like I said, you can do your own research on number 22, and you'll find that there's not much bearing to that. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Let's see, next question here. We're breezing through this pretty fast, so that's good. I've got Evelyn that's asking, Vinita, is it true that some twin flames start to look younger? Definitely. It's part of, you don't feel young. And a lot of you will feel that way, because you know what I'm saying. Some days when you are going through some really big downloads, or you anchoring another vibration of your jumping paradigm, you're vibrating on a higher level, sometimes all that stuff takes a toll on you inside, but outside you could look really, you won't even show it, right? So I want to say that yes, people do tend to reverse age when they're doing their inner transformation and soul process. It has happened to me during the time when I compare my pictures now how I look and how I looked when I was 21, literally, and I show it to people. People can't believe that it's me, because I look the same, and like maybe slight older, but not all that much. And it kind of happened, I guess last month, when I was at my dealership, and my service advisor, and like I've now been going there for now 6 years, so he looks after me a lot, and we have good time too. I mean, I give them so much business too, so they better treat me good, right? But we were talking, and somehow this came up about aging, because he's got like this white hair and his beard is all white. And he's actually a pretty young guy. He just had a daughter 2 years ago. So So anyways, he's he's talking about aging and all that, and then he's looking at me and he's like, well, I've known you for 6 years and you look the same. And I'm like, forget about 6 years, I'll take you down into further journey. So I decided to whip out my picture. and and he looked at it, he's like, he was so stunned, just couldn't believe it. He had a really weird reaction to it, and he couldn't believe that that was that ear that I told him. And then I'm like, really, look at look at all the stuff that I have in that picture, and there were telltale signs of the ear. He's like, oh my god, yes. He's like, oh my god, you haven't changed at all. So that just goes to show that you can easily do that. Yes, you can reverse your age. And yeah, it's something that it's nice to hear that with with people that are around you, because when they tell you that you look good for your age, it's nice to hear that. Of course, it's a lot of work to look appropriate or younger than what you actually are, because I mean, this is the way that I look at it, and this is true fact. If you spend effort on yourself, whether it's money or in any way to look good, you look it. So that's the key thing. So it all depends on how much effort you you put within you, money wise and all that. If you invest in yourself, you're definitely going to look it. So yeah, it all depends, and there's it all. Yeah, not everybody's going to look that way, of course. And I have seen people age as well in the spiritual journey where they just look really, really bad. So I think it all comes down to also you looking after yourself well and maintaining yourself. So if you maintain yourself and you look after yourself, you will definitely look it. So take it as that. And yes, it does reverse age, because yeah, I think I shared that in my Facebook group, really a picture not that far back, and I looked very unhappy, and it was just not very good picture of mine, but it just showed that how unhappy I was. And when I posted it, there were a lot of comments from the Facebook group members that they can see the transformation. So yeah, it's up within you to reverse your age if you want. There is all sorts of possibilities to do that, and have fun doing that. It's actually a fun process, because especially when you start looking younger and then people are telling you this, so it just kind of feels good to actually get those kind of compliments as well. So yeah, I want to say that yes, definitely it is possible, and some actually do. You'll have to tell me, write down in your comments which one of you have actually seen your age reverse and just looking younger, and your skin looks more porcelain and more radiant and stuff like that. I've talked very openly in my articles on those. So, and yes, I want to confirm that that is true 100%. I also want to add that for those that have seen massive transformation, just not only on your age reverse process, but just on your skin as well. I know that a lot of people have mentioned that once you start entering into the light body, you actually have really, really nice skin. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why you start looking younger, is because you start to look very vibrant in your skin. And for those people that are colored, actually even Caucasian, it doesn't matter. For Caucasian people, I feel that they look more vibrant and more porcelain, and they just look like their skin looks more healthier in terms of color and stuff like that. And for those that have color, when you start doing deep soul healing and all that, you start to change your skin tone and skin color. And it has happened to me big time. I just wear MAC products. I try to support the Canadian companies that are doing well, and because I am actually brown skin, Asian skin, so they have really good makeup that matches the skin tone that I'm in. So, and I'm typically yellow based, cool tone. I'm more that versus the neutral warm. I'm not that color range. So you have to look at how MAC does their color ranges. They do neutral cool, and then they do neutral warm. So I'm not on the neutral warm, I'm actually on the neutral cool, very Asian like. Sometimes when I'm comparing myself with like Vietnamese and Chinese, those kind of people, Filipino, I find that I'm more like yellow toned. So in the beginning, for the longest time, I've been using MAC since the beginning of time. I can't even remember how far back. So and I always stayed that one shade, and then when I started doing the spiritual journey, my shade started to get lighter and lighter, and it was a drastic change because I started looking orange. And now just last week I had to go a shade lighter again on my makeup, because my foundation, it's so going from NC42, which is what I used to be, which was medium tone and more deeper medium tone, to now I'm at NC30, so that's 12 shades lighter, and that is light to medium shade. So that's what I am. And it's crazy how that transformation changed me as well. And I know that a lot of girls have commented on their transformation as well, where they've gotten lighter as well. They had to change their makeup. I had to do that a lot, and thank God that people love MAC, and people like cosmetics, so I never had a hard time to distribute those to people that were that color. Although like the last shade that I have to figure out who's that color now, because I don't know anybody that's around that. Either they're too light or they're too dark. They're not in between, like in that range. But yes, thanks for your question. That was an excellent question that Evelyn asked about age reverse. But not only do you age reverse, you have to watch out. Sounds like you are either Spanish or something, something of a color, so you'll have to figure out whether you're changing your skin tone as well. Okay, I just want to make sure that I have answered all the questions that were submitted, and yes, it looks like that is a wrap for this episode of the AVA series. And make sure that when you guys are submitting your questions, they are short, concise, not too long of a story. And if it is a good question that everybody else can take on it, then definitely I will answer it here. With that, all the best in year 2023. Hope that you guys are working hard in trying to get some of your manifestations and your spiritual journey in a different level. So with that, this was Vidya Kumar on the AVA series.